Hello Amazon world, Adam Marriott here with Rev Step, and today we're going to talk about disposal, removal, and liquidation. Got my computer up with some notes so I can make sure I hit all the main points, but when we look at these options, you know you have a low IPI score, which is your inventory performance index, and that means you're overstocked. And so what do? Do you send it home? Do you just destroy it, or do you liquidate? So let's talk about disposal. You've put all of your effort into it, and you're just thinking, okay, what do I do with this inventory? And you're considering your long-term storage fees. We've been there. We've had thousands of units that are not selling, and so our long-term storage fees 6 months, a year after, are just astronomical, and really it's not worth it, and we have destroyed product. Long-term storage fees are like termites that are boring into a tree where you have your tree house, and it's just weakening this tree, and at some point you just have to chop it down and replant, and hopefully whatever you replant is a money tree. So I'm looking at this FBA removal and disposal fee chart. We'll post it right here. In our case, our product was half a pound to 1 pound. That was 30 cents. So we had about 2,000 units. At 30 cents is $600. So we were going to pay Amazon $600 just to throw it away. So guess what? The removal and disposal order fees are the same, 30 cents. And so we're going to pay $600 for them to send 2,000 units back to our warehouse. We're going to get those over 60 to 90 days, and they're going to come in little tiny packages. And by the end of the day, or end of 90 days, you're going to have a mountain of tiny packages of clothing, and you have to open each one and then resort and work through all of the mess. It's just so much of a headache, and unless you have a really good team and a good warehousing solution, sometimes that's not even worth it. And you're also paying that $600. You're getting them out of long-term storage fees, but then you have to pay to send them back into Amazon. And then you start scratching your head, why am I sending it back into Amazon when it didn't sell in the first place? And maybe you can adjust things and change that. So you have to really consider, is it worth it to remove it and then send it back in? Now, sometimes it is. And this is an example. This is a personal air cooler. It has a little filter inside. It's like a swamp cooler for your desk. And we were selling those very well. And I think we had 7,000 in Amazon. And then our listing got shut down. And we worked hard. We got it back up. Fall came, and no one was buying desktop air conditioners. But we knew we didn't want to destroy them. And so we removed them. And we had 40 pallets removed. And we had to store them back in a warehouse. But it made sense because we knew there was a market. It didn't sell not because of the product, but because of the listing. And we had some review issues, and we were getting hacked on our website, or on our listing. So it made sense because we knew the market was there and it was a successful product. So that was this case. In the case of boys' leggings, we don't want to recall those and resend them back in because they've been poor performer. So now Amazon has released liquidation. Now you got to really consider this. Disposal fees feels like a waste. Removal feels like a hassle. When it comes to liquidation, though, let me read this to you. It's from Seller Central. It says, by liquidating inventory, you recover a portion of your inventory cost, your net recovery value, while avoiding the cost of monthly and long-term storage fees. The net recovery value should appear in your account within 60 days and no later than 90 days after your liquidation order is submitted. Cost of liquidation looks like this. Amazon will take your average selling price and your sales history of that product that you want to liquidate, and they will give you 5 to 10% of the value of that product. So it's not very much, but it's something. Let's think about this also. Your Amazon will then deduct fees. I'm looking at this chart here, and I can post it up as well. The liquidators will give you that contracted price, but then Amazon will still take the referral fee. Isn't that nice? And guess what? You also have to pay a fulfillment fee as well on top of that. In my case, I've written down this number. Boys basketball leggings, mine sell for about $14. Let's say they're going to give me 7.5% of that, and that's going to be $1.05 per legging. Amazon will take, we'll just be conservative, say 17%. That leaves us with 87 cents, and then they're going to deduct 25 cents for fulfillment. So I get 62 cents per unit. That's $1,240 in positive versus spending $600 to dispose or return my product that didn't sell. I think it's a pretty good deal. So I hope your IPI score isn't low. But as we look at the last 3 years, the IPI score used to be a limit of 350. Then it was 4, and now it's 450, and that's all in the last 3 years. Increasing 50 points every year has had a major effect on most sellers. And so in our case, it really hurt us that bad that we were going to dispose of it. But thanks for this new liquidation process, we're going to just liquidate them. And so I will hopefully return back to you and tell you how our liquidation goes within 90 days. Keep killing it out there. We'll talk to you next time.